Hey, this impromptu video, I wanted to do something that'll probably outlive me on today. To hear that Juneteenth, a celebration of the liberation and the freedom of people of color, African descent, the slaves. Wow. I remember when they said Kwanzaa was made a holiday. And in my lifetime, I feel as though that, I don't know what people felt with Martin Luther King Day or these other days, but this, as a black man in America today, a man of color, I'm like, wow. I'm sitting through history that we legitimately have a federal holiday to celebrate us. For so many years, we've seen other cultures immediately, whenever, and there's no knock on anybody. When they started harassing the Asians, immediately laws were created for them. When our Latino brothers went through things, immediately the laws went in their favor. But today, man, as a black guy, to actually say our holiday is a national holiday, banks closed, mail so much, it's like phenomenal. And it came so quick. So being legit next year, man, I hope our lodges do fireworks shows. We should celebrate this like we do 4th of July. Not just for us, not to be selfish for us, but for all our ancestors, our grandparents, our great grandparents, our great 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 grandparents. Celebrate this for them. And let us not just end with a day. Let us use these days to educate our brothers. Because if we don't know or respect our history, we'll never have the God ordained destiny that was given to us as men, as women, as people created in the image of God. So today I celebrated. I thank God for Juneteenth. I'm excited, but I want us to increase the peace in our neighborhoods. Let us build better relationships with our children and our family members. Let us not live to chase after the American dream, knowing we live in the American nightmare. But let us forge something new. Let us get health insurance and life insurance. Let's kill the GoFundMe's to bury our people. Let us become great. Let us walk in the greatness we are. We are more than Michael Jordan tennis or video games or dancing or smoking weed. We are the architects of science and mathematics, of invention. Whenever you look at inventions throughout the world, there was a man or woman of color behind it. We are so much more than a rap song or to catch a ball or to play basketball. Let's celebrate the peace bringers, the peacekeepers, the people who fight every day for our lives. Let's move forward and enjoy the freedom that so many couldn't, that so many died, so we can have an abundant life and at least a slice of the pie, at least an opportunity to fight, at least an opportunity for us to become the million. Listen, let's look at the world today. Although it's still not even, we got billionaires and trillionaire men of color. And in times before, wow, you wouldn't have thought it. Pre-slavery, we had Mansa Musa. We had people of color and royalty. We've had a lot stolen from us, but today we've gotten one thing closer. And let us treat this weekend, this holiday, with the respect that blood was shed, and let's just celebrate, y'all. Juneteenth is real. Let us live, love, and lavish, but never forget, to whom much is given, much is required. Peace and blessings.
What is Juneteenth? Juneteenth is the oldest known celebration commemorating the ending of slavery in the United States. President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, freeing enslaved Africans in the United States in 1862, and the 13th Amendment passed Congress, officially abolishing the institution of slavery in 1863. But it would take years for word to spread. On June 19, 1865, Union soldiers led by Major General Gordon Granger landed at Galveston, Texas, with the news that the Civil War was over and the roughly 250,000 enslaved people there were now free. The orders read, "The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and hired labor. The freedmen are advised to remain quietly at their present homes and work for wages. They are informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts and that they will not be supported in idleness either there or elsewhere." You might be wondering why it took so long to spread the word. General Robert E. Lee surrendered in April 1865, but Union troops didn't arrive until June. The Emancipation Proclamation only freed enslaved Africans in the Confederate States liberated by Union troops, and that didn't include Texas. Though slaves were lawfully freed, they were far from free. Many were even punished for trying to take advantage of their new rights. One former slave recalled seeing people shot and hanged after trying to escape to freedom, and another shared an account of being asked to work another 6 years and being whipped just like she was before. Even though the newly freed in Texas didn't receive the full benefits of freedom, they turned the day into a celebration. June 19th was coined Juneteenth, a blending of the words June and 19th. Every year, Juneteenth became a chance for people to get together with family members, measure progress against freedom, and teach rising generations the importance of self-improvement. They would read the Emancipation Proclamation, hear sermons, share meals, and play games. And many of those same traditions carry on today in Juneteenth celebrations across the country. Texas became the first state to make Juneteenth an official holiday in 1980. Since then, 46 other states and the District of Columbia have recognized Juneteenth as a state holiday or holiday observance. Although not a federal holiday, many global companies like Twitter, Square, Nike, and Lyft have made the day a company holiday in the wake of protests to end systemic racism sparked by the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today, more than 150 years after celebrations began, June 19th is about remembering the past and moving toward a future that involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves. Juneteenth, a celebration of freedom and the fight for its fulfillment.